Yo, what's up guys? It's been about a week since I ran my marathon, the Philadelphia Marathon, and I've had some time to just reflect on what went wrong and just the race as a whole. Today I'm going to be going back through the race with you just to give you exactly what I was thinking at the time, some stuff that didn't exactly make the video, and just my whole thought process and how it ended up not going as exactly I planned for it. And at the end, I've already decided my next race that I'm going to be doing, so I'll reveal that as well. Anyway, let's jump into the video.
Here with Ben doing his first one. Goal is to do 320. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hopefully the wind stays off for today. Otherwise, perfect weather, pretty chilly, feeling good, and let's get to it.
Super big shout out to Ben. He ran his first marathon and it didn't make the cut because I didn't take a video of it, but we're going to watch him at the finish line. I see this dude booking it in the distance, like absolutely sprinting, and I tap Jordan. I'm like, yo, look at this dude. And he's like, is that Ben? In his first marathon, Ben is cruising down the finish lane, like unbelievable. It was like no one else around him, nothing I'd ever seen before. So he killed it. Shout out Ben.
Ben and I, how are we feeling? We're feeling good. We're feeling all right. We're hopefully not going to stop. We're hopefully going to get around a 5-hour time. If not, let the chips fall where they may.
Fire, let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let the chips fall where they may. Even before we ran this, so the day before I had been at the half marathon watching my friend Ben and my brother do that. So I'd been walking around all day, and honestly my feet, like, they didn't feel great the day before. Some people made fun of me saying I felt like a little tired, but honestly, if I'm running a marathon again, and any advice to you guys, like, try to stay off your feet the day before, because it definitely didn't do me any favors. But yeah, still had a great time, had dinner with friends, so yeah.
It's like 7:30.
So beginning of the race, my strategy going into it, I was debating whether to try to stay with a pacer or not, but what I tried to do was I started a little bit late, both because me and Ben, like, the lines were just long as hell to get in, so we ended up being just a tad bit late. I started about at the end of D, and my bib was for B, like the corrals. But anyway, I went into it with a strategy to try to hunt people down, and you know, as you pass someone, move on to the next target, stuff like that, just to kind of help me like mentally motivate myself. Maybe didn't end up going as well as I thought, but that was my strategy going into it, at least.
All right, a little over 3 in. Or just around 3 in. Went out way too hard. Gonna try to chill back a little bit. I think dropped like a 6-minute in there. Not intentional. Gonna relax, try to hold back.
What I had not yet noticed was my Strava actually put me way ahead of the mileage, and all of my paces were completely messed up. Guess I wasn't going so fast after all. So the first few miles, honestly, my legs didn't feel so hot. I went out and I felt like, I didn't feel tired, but I felt more tired than you should feel after the first like couple miles of a race after training for 18 months or 18 weeks. So then when Strava told me I was going like 6 or 7 minute pace or whatever it said, and I was like 3 miles in already, like it kind of justified the pain a little bit in my mind. Like maybe that would have been the first warning sign that maybe I wouldn't have it today, but it messed me up mentally. I didn't have any paces from then on, so that sucked, and I didn't realize it until around 5K mark, something like that, so that was unfortunate.
All right, my shot was way off, but just passed around 5K, right around 8 minutes. Race we were trying to do, gonna try to hold this pace for another 6 or so, and then pick it up.
Yeah, so this is when I realized my paces were off, and I started to panic a little bit. I didn't really film that much of it because, you know, positive mental, you know, keep it going, but I was in a little bit of a panic, and I even whipped out my calculator app at this point to calculate my own pace, like at, I think it was 3 miles or something. I think it was around 25 minutes or something like that, just because I wanted to have some semblance of a pace chart for myself. I knew that Strava was telling me I was running 7 minutes. There's no shot I was running 7-minute paces. So figure that out from here with the calculator app, and then yeah, I got back into it, a little bit stressed out. The energy on Chestnut Street was unreal.
A little windy, but we're cruising. You want to hop in this song real quick? Here we go. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is my friend Chris from Bucknell that I know. He came in with our other friend Dawson, who was flying. They were absolutely moving. They started behind me, and they were gone. So shout out them. They were moving. But yeah, oh my God, Chestnut Street was electric. Really good for the energy. Picked me up a lot here. Mentally put me back in the game after being stressed out. So this was a great stretch for me. Oh, and this little jump right here, so I didn't get it on film, but he like did a whole flying body slam with his friend on the side. Unreal to do during a marathon. I don't think my legs could do it, but yeah, it was ridiculous.
Blonde, white guy.
God.
Jordan. Tall, short. Right in the middle.
Oh.
Do you see what mile he's at? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jordan.
Did he? Yeah, they got past us. Oh.
Nah, man, Eric and Jordan. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and them struggle as much as I did editing this. I could not believe what I was seeing at some of these clips, man. It was too funny, but it was great support nonetheless.
Last year I ran while drinking, started cooking out. Not happening this year.
Yeah, so last year I didn't exactly have any training with running on or drinking on the run, so I did try to do that and then had a coughing fit for about like a half a mile, which was just the absolute worst, miserable time, and I didn't want to repeat that this year. So at least I learned something this year and implemented that into my new plan.
Too far of a wait. But we're gonna make our way over to mile 12, so we'll see you there, Wes.
So good.
Almost at 10. This hill is kicking my ass. Starting to feel my quad tighten up just a little bit after that hill. Hopefully, just run through it, it goes away. Otherwise, I'll see you at the 20-mile mark.
Yeah, so going into these the big hills around 10 miles, my legs did not feel like I was going to be able to hit a 320 if I'm being honest. So I obviously I didn't know my exact pace, but I knew I was like kind of chilling somewhere 8:30, somewhere safe, and I should have felt a lot fresher at that point. Maybe that was like a time that I should have stepped back, tried to reassess, maybe change my time goal just a little bit, like mid-race. But going into the race, I kind of figured like I was gonna have to overperform in order to hit that time, just based on how my whole training plan went, which I'll go into later. But you can't really fool your body with preparation though. Like it knows what it's done. So at that point, you're kind of just in there for good. So maybe should have taken a step back, but I knew I'd have to do something crazy, so I just kind of went for it. The beginning sign of cramps were also a worrying sign at that point. So, yeah, maybe it wasn't the smartest on my part.
I just saw my high school track coach at the fucking water station. Unbelievable. Hey, excuse me, how far are we?
Yeah, so I go up to the water station, thirsty, dying, ready to push for the second half, and I see my old high school coach, Coach Grossman, handing me a water cup, and I'm like, Coach Grossman! And he's like, hey, yeah, you got it! I hear him cheering as I'm running past, like, oh my God, what just happened? That also gave me a nice little boost. He also coached me in pole vault back in the day, which is kind of crazy to think about, so yeah, shout out Coach Grossman, man.
Alright, just kidding. Not yet.
Yeah, I definitely forgot there was another fat hill after the former fat hill. That sucked.
Yeah, my Strava's so messed up. I have no idea what my paces are every mile. I'm trying to just settle in the comfortable pace I practice. Hopefully try to push it a little on this back half. Entering Kelly's drive now. Here we go, baby.
Here we go, baby. Yeah, so around 15, my legs actually started feeling a little bit better. I felt like I was settling into a little bit of a swifter pace. I think, I'm not actually sure because my Strava was messed up afterwards too, but I believe I picked it up by about 5 to 10 seconds around this portion. I think I was running like around 8-minute pace, something like that, and my legs are feeling really good actually. So at this point, I thought I was picking it up. I thought I was going to be able to negative split, and I was on track. And honestly, I was pretty confident. So, yeah, I didn't know what more was to come and what more was to hit me. But at this point, I felt good. I did definitely know that if I did hit my time, I would have to be running through cramps. Similar to the situation that happened last year, I ended up running through cramps for the last like 10K or something. So, yeah, I was right in that regard. just maybe not the magnitude of the cramps.
Here's Eric finishing up the masterpiece. Any words for the lad, Eric?
Oil me up, Wesley.
Oil me up.
Oil me up. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
Oh,
Why pause?
no. It says oil me up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, he should be coming around. I hope we didn't miss him, right? Were you looking? I don't think we missed him,
These
right?
guys.
I hope that's him coming.
Literally, he should be right here. How did we miss him?
Really?
Yeah. That's wild. We missed him.
No.
How did we miss him?
No, were we cheering? Well, he would have heard us, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Hey, boy! Keep it going!
Little past.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed watching these two as much as I did. It's just, Oil Me Up Wesley is insane for a marathon poster, man. It's just complete clownery. I hope you enjoyed the dichotomy of them just being absolute goons and then me just suffering the whole time.
Approaching the Maniac Hill. Starting to feel it for sure. I'm gonna try not to hit the wall here. Slow down a little if I need to. And embrace the crowd.
Yeah, so moving into Maniac, I did not realize how electric this crowd was going to be. I should have, because last year I was sick too, but I did start to feel a little bit of that cramping in my, I think it was my right calf at this point. I literally just watched it, I already forget. But anyway, this was the start of my run walk. Going into Maniac, I walked just like a tiny bit just to get rid of that quick sensation in my calf, and then, yeah, it was into Maniac.
Right calf just popped a couple times just in time for the Maniac Hill. God, we're feeling it.
Yeah, there it is.
But it's time to push. God, dodge this wall.
Can I just say, the energy in Maniac was electric. You guys never fail to show out, so shout out the whole of Maniac. Oh wait, oh here it is. Here it is.
All right.
For the people.
We're going back, baby. Last stretch, back up the hill. Now we're done. Maniac gave me a nice boost, but both quads and my calf is cramping. So, quick walk, try to get this out of my system. Gonna be a tough final push.
Anyone see what?
So Mania gave me an unreal boost coming out of there. I felt like completely rejuvenated going back up that hill. Gave a little dab for the people, that was electric, and then everything hit me. I ended up like grabbing oranges, grabbing anything I could from people on the sides, and I ended up just walking a lot around there. So yeah, it was a great boost, but unfortunately not enough to save me.
Waddling for my life at this point. We still got miles to go. Oh God.
Yeah, so obviously I couldn't record all of the walking, but there was a fair portion of walking in this area because, as I mentioned, like everything was smoked in my legs. I kept on trying to pick it up and my legs just kept saying no, so I was fully miserable at this point. Like, honestly, I didn't even want to film anymore, but I knew that if I didn't, I would regret it later, so I did. One thing that I also didn't mention, which is insane, I was holding this GoPro in my hand the whole time, right? And I'm trying to hold it like pretty softly so I'm not gripping it up, like not using too much energy to hold it. Around like 23, 24, my forearm started cramping up and spazzing out. And I was like, I forgot I was even holding this GoPro the whole time, but that was definitely a muscle I was not counting on cramping up this race. Definitely wouldn't have put money on that, but that sucked too.
Oh no, Wes, you got it! We're at 25, friend us!
Sorry guys, I tried. Basically at this point I was so cooked and obviously walking, but a big part of me just didn't, like I figured they would be somewhere around here just because that's where they were last year, and I really did not want to get to them while walking. Purely out of shame, I would have felt so ashamed if I'm just like strolling by and they're watching me from so far away, just waddling my way. So at this point, a big motivator was also just shame and my self-pride being hurt. I was in a bad place.
All right, one more. Here we go.
Oh my god. I can remember the pain now, man.
Okay. Woohoo! Where? Yeah, Wesley! Woo!
Man, I'm looking good.
Let's go! Woo!
Hot dog. Even as I was running by, I knew I looked terrible. Oh my god, I could feel it. Thank you, Jordan. Honestly, I'm really proud of this final push here. Even though the race didn't go as I wanted to, this final push, I was in real pain, and somehow I found something to muscle out that last bit with a little bit more pace, at least, than I was working with the rest of the time. So that felt really good, at least. The crowd was electric here. Unbelievable amount of people. Felt great.
You got this,
Yeah, I passed some other guy who was also dead on his last legs walking, and we were right at the end, so I tried to give him a little pick-me-up, a little tap on the shoulder. Let's go, bro. Don't know how that guy ended up, but yeah, hopefully he finished it out well too. Ah yes, dip at the wrong finish line. Let's go, Wes. Atta boy.
Thank you for Yako, the world leading probiotic.
Oh my god.
Studies in line and actually probiotic for over 85 years. People around the globe have been making Yako a part of their daily diet. You can check out Yako for a free sample at the expo and the finish line. That's enjoyable. We have
Honestly, I wish there was a marathon where at the end of there's just a big pool or something. You can just like hop in and just chill for a while without having to be on your legs or anything. Sitting down's fine, but I feel like a pool would be, that would be good. That'd be good. Someone get me as their ideas guy, because I'm cooking over here. Anyway, yeah, that was my race though. I honestly had no idea what my finish time was because I've been walking for so long, and I saw the clocks on the sides, but obviously that's not accurate depending on what time you start. So honestly, I didn't even know if I broke 4 hours. When I was walking around 23, I didn't even know if I would finish the race. Like, that's how bad I was down bad. My legs were cooked, my mental was destroyed, and as I saw the clock go, I knew, like, I saw 3:20 pass, I saw 3:30 pass. I didn't know what I was going to end up with. I knew I wasn't going to be where I wanted to be, but I knew it was going to be rough. So, yeah, finishing out strong definitely meant a lot to me. And at least, 3:46 isn't a bad time by any means. It's just not where I wanted to be. So, it is what it is. The only thing about the weather to talk about was the wind was just a little bit, strong at some points, but that didn't impact me by any means as much as the other things I'm about to talk about. The temperature was pretty much ideal, so no complaints about that. Honestly, a very good day to run. The more important things as to why I didn't finish this in my time was I definitely messed up the training plan a lot. Going into this year, I think I was a little complacent because I had finished last year and I no longer had the fire under me that if I didn't do all these miles, I wouldn't be able to finish the race. I was more just, trying to do well, I guess. Which, don't get me wrong, I was still motivated, but like, it's just a different kind of motivated when it's your first time and you have no idea what's coming. So yeah, definitely wanted to be prepared more last year overall. Missed some race just because of like hangovers and random stuff like that. If I do another training arc again, definitely will fix that up. Make sure I get everything in this time. Well, I say this time, I will be doing another one soon. I did do a ridiculous run to Atlantic City video from Philly not too long ago too, so that was 60 miles, and honestly, I probably shouldn't have done that so close to my marathon. Especially, I thought it would be a good time because I felt like my fitness was peaking because of the whole training plan, which I was probably right, but then that just kind of wrecked my legs for the last few weeks. So I had to like taper to that. And then I did a couple weeks of rest and then, tapered after that again. So everything just kind of got messed up and didn't really have my body in the ideal situation to run this race in the time that I wanted to. But make it worth it, please go check out that video. And the last thing I'll mention, I did recently start playing soccer again. So soccer uses a lot different muscles in your legs than just normal long runs and stuff, obviously. And I probably should have like not done that so close to the time, because my legs definitely felt just, you know, a weird latent fatigue underneath them. Not necessarily the exact same muscles, but my legs overall just didn't feel like 100% going into it. It was very fun though, so I guess you could argue it was worth it anyway. But yeah, I tried not to end my marathon video too negatively, but I was extremely disappointed and disheartened after that. After reflecting for a little bit, you know, I think I'm back in a good mental spot, ready to bounce back for my next one, which I was talked into doing by my brother in a very unfortunate series of events. My brother went to school at Pitt, and basically he like is moving back there soon, so he wants to do the Pitt marathon there, or the half marathon or something. So he's like talking about trying to get people to do that, talking like, oh, you have to do it, you have to do it, you have to do it. And he says it to me. I go to my cousin, I'm like, all right, I'll do it if Rosie does it, you know, kind of expecting her to just be like, oh no, hell no. And then of course she's like, oh yeah, I'll do it, yeah, I'm down. So yeah, now I got roped into doing the Pitt, either half marathon or marathon. I'm leaning towards the marathon right now. There's a chance I do the half and kind of treated it as like a training program and something to practice my speed work on. You know, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of time to do that. It is kind of weird to think that 13 miles is like a speed workout now. That's kind of ridiculous if you think about it. But yeah, that's where I'll be next. I don't know how I want to do videos for that. I don't think I'm gonna do the weekly training. I think maybe I'll bundle them together or do something else, because it did kind of burn me out a little bit doing it in that way this year. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in those videos or any specific format you think would work well, because I'm trying to figure this out myself too, and whatever you guys want to see, I'm happy to try to figure that out. But yeah, that's all from me, and that is a final wrap on the 2024 Philly Marathon training arc. This will be the last video for that. It was quite a ride, quite a time, a lot of miles logged. Ended up around 350 miles in my training program, I believe. Maybe a little more, maybe more like 375 or something like that. But yeah, it was a freaking adventure, so hopefully I'll bounce back even stronger next time. Only gonna grow, only gonna learn more, and hopefully I'll bring you guys along with me. So I'll see you next time. Peace.